United States Army Medical Center of Excellence family and friends. Welcome to today's change of command ceremony between Major General Michael J. Talley and Brigadier General Clinton K. Murray. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Lieutenant General Milford H. Beagle, Jr., Commanding General, United States Army Combined Arms Center in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. We are joined today by many distinguished guests, visitors, and friends. Among them are Mayor Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor, City of Schertz, and his spouse, Raquel. Mayor Janicia Grider, Mayor, City of Kirby. Lieutenant General John Evans, Commanding General, U.S. Army North 5th Army, and Senior Army Commander, Joint Base San Antonio. Lieutenant General R. Scott Dingle, the U.S. Army Surgeon General and Commanding General, U.S. Army Medical Command. Command Sergeant Major Timothy Sprunger, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Medical Command, and his spouse, Sarah. Mr. Joseph Bray, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army, South, and his spouse, Rita. Mr. Richard Kleberg, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army, Emeritus. Major General James E. Bonner, Deputy Commanding General, U.S. Army North 5th Army, and his spouse, Deborah. Major General Retired Carla Holly Boland. Major General Retired R. Phil Volpe, former Commander, AMED Center and School. Mr. Joe Holland, Deputy to the Commanding General, MedCOE, and his spouse, Laura. SES Retired Jay Harmon, former Deputy to the Commanding General, MedCOE, and his spouse, Alice. And SES Retired Greg Stevens, former Deputy to the Commanding General, MedCOE. We would like to extend special recognition to the incoming and outgoing Commanding General's family members in attendance for today's ceremony. Major General Talley's wife, Mrs. Lori Talley, and Brigadier General Murray's wife, Leanne Murray. And to our distinguished quartermasters, JBSA partners, former Medical Center of Excellence leaders, family and friends, we are honored by your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation delivered by Chaplain Abraham Yankee Kim, 32nd Medical Brigade Chaplain.
Would you bow down with me? Our Almighty God, in this God-blessed good day, we, our Matthew's great American people, stand before you in order to honor and bless our outgoing Commanding General Talley and his wife, Mrs. Talley. Turn your face here and hear our prayer. Since you have let us have the most inspirable and humble leader in the United States Army, Major General Talley, as our Commanding General, he made us successfully achieve the Army's Conserve Fighting Strength Task and proudly be named the top 10 graduate school in the country. This excellence of what we have done was because of our Commanding General Talley's inspirational and humble leadership. Therefore, our God, we ask you this: render your honor to Major General Talley and his wife and Mrs. Talley. Emmanuel with them, on their way they go. Let all the people honor and admire them. Make your glory run after them all the end of their way. Now we joyfully welcome our new Commanding General, Brigadier General Murray and Mrs. Murray. As you already filled them with your divine blessing, let your divine blessing flow down through them to us. On his order, we all, our Matthew people, will make sure of our Conserve Fighting Strength mission possible and successful. Our Almighty God bless our most honored guest, the great grandson of World War I veteran, Lieutenant General Milford Beagle, Jr. Bless all our distinguished guests in this place. Bless our Matthew. I pray this to you in your almighty name. Amen.
Please take your seats. The presentation of a bouquet of roses to the outgoing and incoming commander's spouses has been an ongoing ceremonial tradition. At this time, Drill Sergeant Benjamin J. Malisi, the Medical Center of Excellence 2023 Best Medic, is presenting red roses to Mrs. Lori Talley on behalf of the soldiers of the Medical Center of Excellence. Please accept this gift as a symbol of our respect, affection, and sincere appreciation for your dedication and many contributions to the Army family. Red roses in full bloom are a simple token to remind Mrs. Talley of our love and admiration that has blossomed for her over the last year and a half. The Medical Center of Excellence 2023 Drill Sergeant of the Year, Staff Sergeant James T. Madison, is presenting a bouquet of yellow rosebuds to Mrs. Leanne Murray, symbolizing a warm welcome from the soldiers and families and the beginning of a new relationship with the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence and the Joint Base San Antonio community. The formation of troops on the field represents the 7,352 soldiers assigned to the United States Army Medical Center of Excellence. From left to right, the 323rd Army Band, Fort Sam's Own, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer II, Ryan V. Knight. The band performs at over 300 military and civilian ceremonies and events annually throughout the state of Texas. Headquarters Support Company, commanded by Major Daniel J. Harrison. The 32nd Medical Brigade, commanded by Colonel Jason C. Williams. And the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Commandant Deanna T. Carson. Lieutenant General Milford H. Beagle, Jr., the Commanding General, United States Army Combined Arms Center, is the host commander and reviewing officer for today's ceremony. The Commander of Troops is the Medical Center of Excellence Chief of Staff, Colonel Aristotle A. Vassiliades. The Command Bugler is Staff Sergeant Albert J. Trochese. The Adjutant is Second Lieutenant Ashley R. Wilson. The official start of a military ceremony is signaled by the adjutant's call. The adjutant's call formed the command before the development of modern communications, when an officer was designated to distribute critical information and instructions to the troops. Sound Off is a ceremonial tradition that has opened parades of the American forces for over 150 years. On the command of Sound Off, it is customary for the band to march in front of the troops and then countermarch and halt in its original position. This march across the front line is said to have originated with the Crusades, when the troops, offering themselves for holy service, were drawn up in a long formation, and the band countermarched only before those chosen to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors to Lieutenant General Beagle. Lieutenant General Beagle defers his honors today to Major General Talley in recognition of his successful time as the commanding general of the Medical Center of Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, the Salute Battery Commander, Captain Andrew J. Harmon, is presenting Major General Talley the shell from the last round of the salute as a memento of today's change of command ceremony. In keeping with military tradition, the reviewing party and commander of troops will now conduct an inspection by trooping the line. In days past, trooping the line enabled the soldiers to physically identify their leader and allowed the commander to personally observe and evaluate his soldiers and equipment to judge for him or herself their capability to successfully engage and win in combat. The Medical Center of Excellence traces its lineage to the Medical Field Service School, established in June 1920 at Carlisle Barracks, Pennsylvania, over 100 years ago. The mission of the Medical Field Service School was to train medical department officers to provide medical support to the Army during wartime. In 1924, the Medical Field Service School conducted the first professional courses for non-commissioned officers. The Medical Field Service School moved to Fort Sam Houston in 1946 and was located in the 9th Infantry Regiment Quadrangle. In 1972, a reorganization of the Medical Field Service School resulted in its redesignation as the Academy of Health Sciences and consolidated the Army's medical training, making it one of the largest medical training institutions in the world. In 1991, it was redesignated as the Army Medical Department Center and School, with the Academy of Health Sciences becoming the school arm of the AMED Center and School. In 1993, the AMED Center and School was realigned under the U.S. Army Medical Command Provisional and remained under the U.S. Army MedCom as it became fully functional in 1994. On 19 February 2015, to better align with the other education and training institutions across the Army, though still under MedCom, the Department of the Army added Health Readiness Center of Excellence to the school's designation, becoming the U.S. Army Medical Department Center and School Health Readiness Center of Excellence. On 19 October 2018, AMED Center and School Health Readiness Center of Excellence began realignment from MedCom to the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command, with operational control by the U.S. Army Combined Arms Center, with full realignment effective 2 October 2019. The unit was redesignated to the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence, or MedCOE, on 16 September 2019. There have been numerous changes over the years, but the mission of training medical professionals to support the Army remains constant. Aviation support is an inherent mission of the Medical Corps, and the Department of Aviation Medicine is a field element of the Medical Center of Excellence. The Medical Center of Excellence is responsible for developing leaders and driving change in Army aviation medicine by producing agile and adaptive aeromedical professionals. The aircraft on the field represents the relationship between aviation and Army medicine as a conduit for combatant commanders to preserve lethality, compete, and win our nation's wars. The aircraft is from Charlie Company, 2nd of the 227th Aviation Regiment, Fort Cavazos, Texas, and is piloted by Dustoff 6 Major Kevin A. Zuniga. Now the commander of troops will retrieve the national colors and march them forward to render honors to the nation. For more than 2 centuries, the Stars and Stripes has been the banner under which Americans have lived, fought, and died. More than a symbol, the flag is the embodiment of our government, people, ideals, and values. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the national anthem by Staff Sergeant Cordell V. Foster.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights. For the colors record the glories of the past, stand guardian over the unit's present destiny, and ensure inspiration for its future. History dictates that the colors lead the unit into battle. We will now witness the passing of the colors, symbolizing the change of command. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5 alpha, the undersigned assumes command of the Medical Center of Excellence effective 17 November 2023. Signed, Brigadier General Clinton K. Murray, United States Army, commanding. Command Sergeant Major Laragione will pass the colors to Major General Talley, who then passes the colors to Lieutenant General Beagle, signifying the relinquishment of his command of the Medical Center of Excellence. Lieutenant General Beagle then passes the colors to the incoming commander, Brigadier General Murray, charging him with the command of the unit. Brigadier General Murray will pass the colors back to Command Sergeant Major Laragione, who returns the colors to the color bearer, completing the circle and signifying trust and confidence in the non-commissioned officer corps. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder to please stand and render the appropriate honors to our national colors prior to the colors passing the reviewing area. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops, Colonel Aristotle A. Vassiliades. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the 323rd Army Band, Fort Sam Zone. The bandmaster is Chief Warrant Officer 2, Ryan V. Knight. The drum major is Sergeant First Class Jeremy R. Morris. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the Medical Center of Excellence Headquarters and Support Company, led by Major Daniel J. Harrison from Fairfax, Virginia. The first sergeant is First Sergeant George L. Green from San Antonio, Texas. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the 32nd Medical Brigade, led by Colonel Jason C. Williams from Las Vegas, Nevada. The brigade Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Rodman Q. Churchill II from Austin, Texas. Approaching the reviewing stand is the 187th Medical Battalion, led by Lieutenant Colonel Sean P. Riley from Lenexa, Kansas. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Jeremy L. Kahn from South Amherst, Ohio. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the 188th Medical Battalion, led by Lieutenant Colonel Dana M. Cook from Warner Robins, Georgia. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Gersom I. Jimenez from Liberal, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the color guard passes your position in the reviewing stand. The color guard is led by Command Sergeant Major Victor J. Laragione of Corpus Christi, Texas. Approaching the reviewing stand is the 232nd Medical Battalion, led by Major Andrew J. Chambers from Hewelton, New York. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Lori A. Ingram from Corning, New York. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the 264th Medical Battalion, led by Lieutenant Colonel Jamie L. Colon from Fountain City, Wisconsin. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Command Sergeant Major Justin D. Brogue from Eugene, Oregon. Now approaching the reviewing stand is the United States Army Medical Department Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, led by the Senior Operations Sergeant, Master Sergeant James P. Dupree from Cedar Springs, Michigan. The Senior Leader Course First Sergeant is First Sergeant Fulton J. Winder III from Junction City, Kansas. The Advanced Leader Course First Sergeant is First Sergeant Matthew M. West from Duluth, Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General, United States Army Combined Arms Center, Lieutenant General Milford H. Beagle, Jr.
Make sure this is on. Is it on? Can you hear? Okay, I'll test it out. Good morning. Okay, we're going to try that again. There's nice weather. You just saw the passing review up front. You're all here. That makes this morning good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome. It is a great day to be a soldier, and it's even a better day to be a soldier at the Medical Center of Excellence and here at JBSA. And it's great to see all of you in attendance this morning. I was going to say soldiers on the field rest, but you just saw them all leave. So it's all good. So you can all relax. I won't be very long, I promise you that. But I would ask you to join me in a round of applause for the 323rd Army Band and their excellence they demonstrated here today. We can never underestimate the power of a band and what a band brings to an installation and what it brings to a community. They're not just about pomp and circumstance. They're a force multiplier for our Army installations. And to say that today is a great day because of this change of command is absolutely an understatement. To witness the changing of the command between two great leaders is always inspiring. Now, I know that protocol has already been established. I won't go through a laundry list, but I must recognize some distinguished guests who are here, and I think all of you are truly distinguished guests in my mind. But to the mayors, Gutierrez and Grider, to my fellow general officers, especially General Evans, General Dingle, and General Bonner, who are here with us today, and other fellow general officers, and to our CASAs and what they do for our Army, Mr. Bray and Mr. Clayberg, thank you so very much. And Sergeant Major Laragione, I'm not sure if he left the field as well, and Sergeant Major Sprunger, thank you for what you do for our soldiers and our troops. And to our family members who are here, to our Army civilian professionals, and to our community teammates, as well as our community leaders who are here this morning, thank you so very much for your time. Time is something that we cannot repay you for, nor can we give it back to you. Now, the smartest thing I can do this morning, as the first speaker in a change of command, there's always three, is use the 3 T's of public speaking. Tell a good story, take a bow, and take a seat. And that's exactly what I plan on doing this morning. But thank you again for helping us acknowledge and recognize 2 outstanding commanders, Mike Talley and Clint Murray, and for acknowledging the history and achievements of Medco, and for also helping us celebrate a new chapter in the career of Brigadier General Clint Murray and his lovely bride, Leanne. And I extend a special thank you again to Mike's lovely bride, Lori. And Lori, I'll circle back to you a little bit later, but thank you for always being at Mike's side on this Army journey for over 40 years. And I know the anniversary in January is not too far away, but 41 coming in January. And to Clint's family, thank you so much for helping us celebrate this day. I had the great fortune of meeting them last night as I arrived, but to Leanne, again, great to meet you last night, this morning after PT, and again today. And not in attendance today is his 2 daughters, Callie and Sydney, and to his parents, Ken and Lenore. An interesting story last night, we found out that we were related. That was pretty awesome. He said, you know, we're related some kind of way. But we've got history in South Carolina, so he'll tell you the story later. But Ken, Lenore, thank you very much. And to his brother, John. And finally, to Leanne's lovely family, Anne Marie, Ted, and to her close friend, Nora, who's here today. But up front, I'm going to talk about those 2 great spouses, Laura and Leanne. Thank you for the sacrifices and the commitment that you have both made so that the leaders that we recognize today are afforded the opportunity and the privilege to lead. The nearly 7 decades of marriage between the Talleys and the Murrays. Now, I know that didn't come out right if you caught it, but you know what I mean. 7 decades of marriage. Now, there's a pop quiz in there as well. One of the couples or high school sweethearts. One of the other couples met after their high school graduation. So I'll let Mike and Clint tell you which was which. But to Lori and Leanne, your support to not only one family but 2 families, your Army family as well as your immediate family, speak volumes about both of you. And I'd like to ask all of you to join me in a round of applause for Lori and Leanne. So we all know how changes of commands go. There are so many unwritten rules that we have to follow. So those that don't know, I'm going to tell you what those unwritten rules are. I have less than 8 minutes to tell a story, take a bow, and take my seat. If not, I will never be invited back to Fort Sam and JBSA. Mike Talley can speak as long as he wants to speak, but he has 10 minutes to speak as long as he wants to speak or tell war stories. And Clint, you've got the easiest task. You've got 5 minutes or less to thank everybody here that you do not even know, for the most part, for all the help they're going to give you over the next couple of years. If you get that wrong, you got a couple of years to make up for it. And so knowing that all of you will remember very little of what I have to say this morning, and the fact that I'm on the clock and I've used 2 out of my 8 minutes, I will get on with it. But what I intend to do is talk about 2 great leaders, 2 great spouses, and a tremendous organization. What I do not intend to do today is stand before you and give a history lesson on Medco or Fort Sam Houston or JBSA, or cover a laundry list of organizational accomplishments or major achievements. I'm pretty sure Mike will cover some of those things up here in the 10 minutes that he has to talk, as long as he wants to talk. I can and I will touch a few of those things, but I'd like to take a little bit of time, and the time that I have, I simply prefer to talk about people, Mike and Laura Talley, as well as Clint and Leanne. I want to talk about the people and the leaders that we're recognizing today. Leadership deals with people and their dynamics. And I was once told that leadership is not a position, it is not a rank, it is a choice. And Mike Talley has chosen to lead in some different places, through some different and tough challenges, but it's more about how he has chosen to lead. Mike is deeply committed to his profession, his soldiers, his civilian professionals, and his leaders. And what he and Sergeant Major Laragione have accomplished as a command team is nothing short of outstanding, but it is not at all surprising. Medco is the epitome of discipline and a hard-working organization. They have embraced the roll-up-your-sleeves mentality. There's 2 things that we can do every single day, but you cannot do them at the same time. You can wring your hands or you can roll up your sleeves, but you cannot do both. This environment, this organization has embraced that roll up your sleeves mentality. It shows in their training, it shows in their team mentality, and it shows in the soldiers that they produce, the American soldier. Those soldiers that they produce are steeped in all things medical. They're steeped in their leadership skills, and their knowledge is unrivaled anywhere across our force. And this is a reflection of their leadership and their commander. I could keep going, but many of you who have been around and witnessed Mike Talley up close know what I say to be true, because you've witnessed that every single day. I read a book once titled The Ideal Team Player, How to Recognize and Cultivate 3 Essential Virtues. The simple book describes Mike Talley perfectly. It says those 3 virtues are being hungry, humble, and smart. That to me describes Mike Talley. In terms of being hungry, he gets better at every turn. He always has that hunger to get better. He's humble. It's about being on the team and not playing above the team. And he's smart. He always tries to learn and make himself better every single day. Those 3 virtues describe Mike Talley. He's a consummate professional, a tremendous teammate, and an ideal team player. Mike, thank you for being the epitome of an ideal team player. As a commander, Mike gets it. He cares deeply about his people. He is passionate about the community, and he's the epitome of a warfighter. Anyone with multiple deployments and over 32 CTC rotations can be described only one way, as a warfighter. And without a doubt, Mike will make a huge impact at his next assignment. As the Deputy Commanding General, Chief of Staff, Office of the Surgeon General, MedCom, followed by Senior Official acting as the TSG and Acting CG of MedCom. Now, I rehearsed all night to make that roll off my tongue. That is a lot, but Mike he can live up to all those different titles. And I'll shift my focus to Mike's better 3 quarters, because Laura, you're much more than a half, for sure. The Medical Center of Excellence and the Army have benefited immensely from Lori's passion, her intellect, and her genuine care and concern for people. Lori's given a great deal of her time to Medco and to JBSA. Her tireless efforts and her volunteer work is in support of Medco, and this Army installation is not gone unnoticed. As a selfless volunteer, Lori has been a pillar of strength and a source of inspiration for families not just assigned to Medco, but families that make up Joint Base San Antonio and Fort Sam Houston. Her countless hours of volunteer work and unwavering dedication have created a stronger, more resilient military community. And for that, we're eternally grateful. She knows how to build teams, and in her own way, she is a great teammate and a great team player. She is compassionate to others, but more importantly, she is passionate about others. So, Lori, thank you for all that you've done for Medco. My words today do not do justice, but please know I, along with many others, appreciate you. Mike and Lori will enjoy some well-deserved leave, hopefully near a beach. They said any beach will do, before they start their next assignment and adventure in D.C. And a day like today is about all good things in our Army, and this tradition of a change of command. One commander leaves to pursue bigger and better things, but is replaced by someone equally as capable, if not more. I've received many notes, cards, letters about Clint Murray, phone calls as late as last night, and many have told me what a great leader he is. They've described his intellect and his attitude. They've described him as a model leader and a true professional. Clint, I know that you're ready to go to begin this chapter of your journey and are very excited about the opportunities of command and leading soldiers and leading the Medco. We again welcome you and Leanne to this team, and we look forward to watching you take this team to the next level. Drive change, forge victory, be all you can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Michael J. Talley.
Good morning. Buenos dias. Bienvenidos. I learned my Spanish here while I was here, and I tell you that's what makes it even tougher to go, because We all know this is Military City, USA, and I really appreciate the community leaders that are out here. You heard General Beagle recognize them, the general officers, the SES Corps, both retired and active duty, our Warrant Officer Corps, who's here very strong, our non-commissioned officers, Command Sergeant Majors. Really appreciate all of you gracing us with your presence. I think the other senior members and VIPs have been recognized. But I do want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to celebrate, certainly the change of command and the passing of the colors between Clint Murray and I. But it's more about celebrating the men and women of the Medical Center of Excellence. That's what this day is about. And certainly, as you look at their storied history and what they've been able to accomplish, it has been just a joy to be a part of this organization, a joy to lead this organization. It absolutely is a great day to be a soldier in the center of the medical Army universe, which is the foundation upon which Army medicine is built. And I got that one from Jay Harmon, who I think is in the audience also. I want to thank God for his many blessings in giving Medco, the Medical Center of Excellence, his hedge of protection during these past 17 months. Chaplain Kim, hey, thanks for your inspiring words. And the perfect weather conditions. I know we had that talk last night, and you did well. You can keep your job right there, Chaplain. And how about it for Drill Sergeant Foster singing that national anthem? How about a round of applause? That's a drill sergeant, I'll tell you. And to the G3 Sergeant Majors that are out there, Johnson and Skaggs, everyone who took part in this ceremony, well done, and really appreciate the hard work that's been done. The Protocol Office, sincerely thank you. General Beagle, thanks for those very kind words, truly undeserved. If any credit is given, it's really owed to the 2,200 extraordinary men and women of the Medical Center of Excellence. I'm truly grateful to you for allowing me the latitude to lead as I saw fit for this command and to be an integral part of the Combined Arms Center and TRADOC team. Your clear direction and your staff's and the TRADOC staff's rock-solid support over the past 17 months has allowed the Medical Center of Excellence to drive change, develop leaders, and steward the profession for the Army and the Joint Medical Force. And as the Chief Integrator for .mil PF, your blueprint, you have set the standards high, and we are absolutely delivering the Army of 2030, and it has irreversible momentum. I look forward to our continued collaboration going forward. Thank you. Just when you start learning to speak Tradoshian fluently, they take you out of the job. Itro, Addies, Traps, Tads, Moxes. Clint, those are not diseases. These are TRADOC terms. I kid you not. And I think they mean something, but just listen carefully when they tell you. I've got one of my former COE mates that are here, Centers of Excellence mates that's here, and that's Jim Bonner and his lovely wife there. But to all my COE teammates to be listening in, I want to thank you for the shared learning that we've had together, the frank discussions, and the genuine camaraderie in solving all the problems in the Army in the men's room. We've done that, and I think we'll continue to do those things. Lieutenant General Dingell, the 45th Army Surgeon General. Sir, thanks for your leadership. Thanks for your trust in having your vote of confidence in selecting me for the honor of a lifetime as the commanding general of this storied institution where we both grew up years ago. True to your word, you told me not to get too comfortable and maybe expect a little change in about 15 months. Well, it's been 17. And true to your word, yeah, you said you had something. So thanks, I think. I appreciate that, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Lieutenant General Evans, hey, I cannot begin to tell you how thankful we are at the Medical Center of Excellence for your staunch support in everything we do. And your advocacy has enabled over 32,000 joint medical professionals to matriculate through our doorways annually. Thank you. Thanks to you for also critical infrastructure requirements. We now have the resources that we need to go forward without a doubt. And no doubt about it, we're looking at a modernized training area designed for multi-domain operations, which is exactly where the Army's going. Lori and I are glad that you and Carolyn were our neighbors My only regret is not spending more time evaluating your famous collection, and I'll just leave it at that. Brigadier General Dirk Diggers couldn't be in attendance, but to the 502nd Air Base Wing, I can't thank you enough for all the support that you've given. Dave Walmsley and the Medical Education and Training Campus partners, I'm quite confident we're going to get that MOU signed in the next couple weeks, and I really appreciate all the partnership going there. I stand today before you very, very humble, grateful for the opportunity to command the Medical Center of Excellence. But at the same time, a little sad to be leaving extraordinary people. They're extraordinary because they understand the importance of not only their daily tasks, but they understand their purpose. They understand the current operating environment and the future operating environment as well. An environment that's threat-based. They understand the clear and present dangers that are associated with it. They work hard to make sure that our men and women are trained to the best of their ability, because it's going to save lives ultimately on the battlefield. When you think about where we're going with our operations, how fast the pace will be, we have to absolutely be able to clear the battlefield, return the wounded to duty. We have to be able to overcome contested logistics. I think that's what's in the forefront of their minds, whether they're administrators, whether they're drill sergeants, whether they're instructors. That's what drives the population here, military and civilian, and I just couldn't be more proud of everything that they do. Not having a golden hour on future battlefields are something that they're keenly aware of. A battlefield where you're under constant observation. These are exactly the reasons that drive the incredible workforce that's here. When it comes to the education and training aspects of the Medical Center of Excellence, when you look at the fact that there's 9 doctoral programs, 5 masters, 3 enlisted degree programs, and ensuring the 97% graduation rate at all times, it's absolutely incredible the work that goes into this. Being able to synchronize the doctrine, the organizations, the training, materiel solutions, the people, facilities, the policies that go along with it. As the proponent, they work hard to ensure that we're well synchronized, we're well nested with TRADOC and below. When you think about some of the technologies that are coming forward with AI, robotics, human-machine integration, this is a team of teams that absolutely uses that as a driver, and it's the people that make it all happen. It's the focus, without a doubt. Exercises like Northern Strike and having whole blood TTXs and hospitalization TTXs. The fact that we have a 68 whiskey program that is beginning to exceed the current standard and rivals the national standards. The men and women here are keenly aware of that, and they work hard to maintain that reputation. And by the way, most recently, our 68 Charlie Practical Nurse Program recorded an unprecedented 100% pass rate on the National Council licensure exam and named the #1 program in the state of Texas, and they placed in the top 10 nationally. That's these people, though. That's what it's about. That's the passion. That's the care that they give. And certainly, when you look at our end strength and the challenges that we face with recruiting, it gives us in the military a competitive advantage, one that has driven us all to sign up to be Army recruiters. And when you look at the challenges of bringing men and women into the Army, oftentimes they're just not aware of some of the work that we do. So I would challenge each and every one of you, even if you're not in the Medical Center of Excellence, when you leave here today, talk to someone about what it's like to serve the United States Army. It's going to make us better, but we have to tell our story, and I think we have to work on that. So clap 3 times if you're with me on being an Army recruiter. All right, you're here by Army recruiters, and that's a good thing. We have an energized civilian professional education program, too, now led by Mr. Joe Holland. And appreciate the fact that our civilians take their training certainly just as seriously as our non-commissioned officer corps, our officer corps. Another competitive advantage, and certainly if we ever have to send our soldiers, our uniformed personnel, into a deployment zone, we have to have that civilian bench to be able to step up in the plate, without a doubt. And in line with everything else that we're doing, just incredible the work that they do on a day-to-day basis. There are other things, though, about the Medical Center of Excellence that occur perhaps outside of our warfighting functions, outside of supporting the warfighter, like the fact that the 32nd Med Brigade has 6 adopted high schools in the city of San Antonio. You heard our CASA mentioned earlier, Mr. Joe Bray. He's been a big part of it. When you talk about the influence and certainly the embracing Military City USA, that's just the caliber of people that you have within the Medical Center of Excellence, without a doubt. Or how about folks like Miss Lori Lacoste and Mr. Eric Sones, who work in our education department? You see, both Miss Lacoste and Mr. Sones established a relationship with Batesville Elementary School. It's a small pre-K school in the town of Uvalde, Texas. And if you think about what happened on May 24th last year, we had a tragic accident that occurred in Uvalde, Texas. And probably within a week, those two volunteered their own time to go to Uvalde and, provide community services at the high schools, team building events, making sure that they were there to support families who had lost loved ones. That's just the people that make up the Medical Center of Excellence. And they're not looking for a pat on the back necessarily. They're not looking for a spotlight newscast on a major news network. They're just caring people that care about the mission and they care about each other. And that's what makes it so tough to leave this place. Or Captain Amelia Weaver, who's the Bravo Company commander of 264th Med Battalion. She supported a humanitarian mission, took leave, did it on her own time, got a country clearance, and she went to Guatemala. She happens to be a licensed physical therapist, or at least she was, and she was able to join other providers who traveled to rural regions, and they were able to see 1,300 individuals for chronic back pain, infectious diseases. They were in mountainous jungles, and she did that on her spare time just to help others. That's the caliber of the people that you have here at the Medical Center of Excellence. Now, I can go on, but you heard General Beagle. I think I'm talking 10 minutes, and I tell you, you can go on and on about what they do on a day-to-day basis. And I just very, very thankful, very blessed, Lori and I, to have worked with people of this caliber. So in closing, I do want to name just a few individuals. I want to thank my deputies that I've had, my civilian deputies, currently Mr. Joe Holland and Jay Harmon and his wife Alice are here. My chiefs of staff, Telly Vasiliadis and Eli Lozano. My command chief warrant officer, First in Army Medicine, and that's Miss Deanna Hughes. I really appreciate your leadership, and certainly the 32nd Med Brigade commanders, both Jason Williams and Mark Weldy. They're great command sergeant majors. Commandants Craig Taylor and Rebecca Zanante, I can't thank you enough. And to Command Sergeant Major Carson, Command Sergeant Major Jackson, running that non-commissioned officers academy, 4 sites all around the country, a total Army effort. Really appreciate what you've done. I can't get off without thanking Command Sergeant Major Victor Lagione, my battle buddy for the 2nd time. His wife, Crystal. Let me tell you, he inculcates the importance of mission and sense of ownership within the command. He gets it. He encourages and he rewards innovation. He does that while fostering a command climate that recognizes exceptional performance. He's the leader you want to be led by, without a doubt. My mother, Joan Talley, recently passed away, and she joined my deceased father, Ludi, in heaven. And the rest of my family is going to celebrate Thanksgiving for the very first time without him. But I want to thank them publicly for affording me, my brothers and sisters, a life of privilege. And I don't mean that in a monetary sense, but I mean it as it pertains to values. I mean it as it pertains to discipline, hard work ethic. And I tell you, we will miss them, but I just want to certainly thank them. Lastly, I want to thank my wife, Lori. You heard General Beagle, yep, going on 41 years, and, you know, who knows what happens next on this odyssey. Thanks for being the all-Army wife that you've always been. and for continuing to accompany me on this odyssey of a journey. Who would believe some of the places we've been and the things we've done? You can't make it up, I'll tell you. Yep, 26 moves, and who knows, maybe only a couple more this time. I'm not making promises anymore. But I'm honored to be your husband, and I know that my greatest blessing is that you are my wife. I love you with all my heart, and I look forward to the next adventure in this great odyssey that we call a military life, and that it's the life that we so much enjoy. I look forward to serving with you alongside, and honey, if you're not doing anything tonight, I'd love to take you out to dinner. You know, I leave here still learning, and I want to say, you know, Clint Murray is the right leader at the right time, right job. We've had the privilege of serving together before. He's done amazing things. He is going to take the Medical Center of Excellence to new heights. I have no doubt about it. And I look forward to continuing to work with you. I'm glad that Leanne is here. The family is back home in Texas. And let me tell you, Clint is one heck of a leader, and we can all be proud of you, and I can't wait to watch you take the helm. So congratulations, my friend. It's like you're going to be riding Seabiscuit. You don't have a lot to do. You just need to give them a nudge every time, and they're going to win the race every time. But again, I'm thankful. I'm humbled by the opportunity and the privilege to have led this great organization, to have been a part of it. It's been the best experience, and I've worked with the best people. I wish you all the best. May God bless you all. Drive change, forge victory. Conserve fighting strength. And be all you can be. This is Med COE 6, and I'm signing off. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General, United States Army Medical Center of Excellence, Brigadier General Clinton K. Murray.
Thank you very much. It's actually truly a privilege to be here, although I never thought I would ask in San Antonio to be a little bit warmer. But I'm a little cold up on that stand. But I was hoping I could slide this out and get in the sun just a bit. But it truly is an honor to have you all here. Thank you very much, especially our distinguished visitors. It's really great to have the community here and all that you represent and how important you are, especially all of our friends and families and really the Medical Center of Excellence staff. I greatly appreciate you being here and then all the hard work that you did to make all this happen. General Bingle and General Dingell, thank you very much for the trust and confidence to take command. I'm truly excited, but also very humble to be in charge of such an amazing organization. And I look forward to working with you both and your staff as we move forward. So thank you very much. General Talley and Lori, thank you very much. It was a great transition. I couldn't have asked for anything more. Leanne and I were thrilled. And you took us to a great Tex-Mex food restaurant. You can't ask for anything better when you come back to San Antonio. And best of luck when you go back up to D.C. area. I know you're going to do a great job, and I look forward to continuing to work with you each and every day. It'll be great. And then I really want to thank the Medical Center of Excellence staff who made this transition so smooth. Not only was it a quick turn, but bringing everyone back over from Europe is never easy, to include 2 cats, but they truly did a great job, so thank you very much. And then I really want to highlight the communities of really Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, Texas, and Bexar County. If you look at the program, you can see that Leanne and I lived here for 18 straight years. Yes, you heard that right, 18 straight years. This is where we grew up as a couple. This is where we raised our children. This is also where I became an Army physician and understood really what the profession of arms and profession of medicine is all about. I could not have done that without all of that community sort of pushing into us, continuing to lead us each and every day. So thank you. This would not be possible without those communities and all those teams and individuals to make this possible. So thank you. And then I want to thank my family, although my wife is hiding behind a pole, so this makes it a little bit more difficult. But my parents are here. Thank you for all that you've done. You've truly been amazing. You, without a doubt, are the best cheerleaders in the world. As soon as you watch social media soon, you will see my mom and dad liking every single picture that's posted. It's really great to have people like that in your life, so thank you very much. And my brother's here who continues to sort of teach me to live in the moment and really how to be a better leader and follower, so thank you very much. And then I have some great friends and family, including my sister-in-law that, yes, we went to an algebra class together when we were 15, and we've been best friends ever since, so thank you. My daughters and my son-in-law could not make it. They're actually living their best life, which is great, but they make me proud each and every day. But I really have to thank Leanne. Hopefully I can sneak a view around that pole. Thank you, honey. Thank you for being my best friend since we were 15. Thank you for being my bride since we were 21. Thank you for continuing to whisper words of wisdom into my ears each and every day. Thank you for 6 assignments in the last 6.5 years. Well done. But 2 of those were back to San Antonio, so that's not bad after spending 18 years. So, but thank you. None of this would be possible without you. Thank you very much. And then I also want to really highlight all the folks that were on the field. They truly did an amazing job. I wish they were still out there that we could congratulate them. But an incredible job. You can't ask for a color guard that doesn't do it better than that. From the band, truly amazing job. To the national anthem, to the chaplain's words. You really set that standard of excellence we're all looking for. You always highlight that professionalism and esprit de corps that is so incredibly important at times like this. So thank you very much. And then as I was thinking about what to highlight as I sort of close, I kept coming back to my time as the United States Forces Korea Command Surgeon, where we were really getting ready for not only medical readiness, but really casualty care, not only for the peninsula, but also broadly across Indo-PACOM, and then COVID-19 happened. At the same time, I kept sort of reflecting on the last bit of time in Europe, supporting 3 geographic combatant commands, AFRICOM, EUCOM, and CENTCOM, and getting some amazing medical lessons identified from the Ukraine war, also what's going on in Israel, and some events across Africa. And what I'm absolutely convinced of is Army medicine is a strategic asset. The soldier fights harder, further, and longer because of us. They know that we will make them truly ready to go down range. We will make sure their mind is set in the right place. We will make sure they can see 20/20 to hit those targets. We are sure that they can hear those calls over the net. We are sure that we will make sure their food and water is safe to eat and drink. We are sure that they will know that we have tested their air, tested the mud that they will be crawling through. And we are sure if they become ill or injured, that we will heal them and we will rehab them. But I think the most important thing that they know is if someone calls medic, someone's head is going to pop up. And the next thing you're going to see is someone low crawling or sprinting to the sound of need, surrounded by the sound of gunfire. And that person's going to save a life. That person's going to save a limb. That person is going to conserve fighting strength. And they're going to extract them from the most violent area of the world into an evacuation system that will put that casualty in Role 1 and Role 2 and Role 3 care, where teams of teams will push forward the most advanced medical care in the world to the most austere environments in the world, to save a life, to save a limb, to conserve fighting strength. And all of that starts here. Absolutely starts here. Every soldier, officer, and enlisted comes here to be educated and trained to ensure they know how to conserve fighting strength. But it's more than that. The concepts of 2030, 2040, large-scale combat operations and multi-domain operations start here. The doctrine and training of today starts here. The simulation starts here. Talent management, personnel proponency directorate, simulation, lessons learned, leader development. It all starts here. And we have to get it right. We will get it right. Otherwise, someone is giving the last full measure of devotion. And we will get it right by stewarding the profession, developing leaders, and driving change. And I really do look forward to working with and for each and every one of you, because we have to be our best on their worst day. We have to be our best on their worst day. And I know we'll do it, and I look forward to doing that with you each and every day moving forward. Army medicine is Army strong to conserve fighting strength, and this will defend. Medical Center of Excellence 6 on the net. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please join Brigadier General Murray and his family for a reception at the AMED Museum. Major General Talley and his wife, Mrs. Talley, will remain on the field for your final well wishes. Thank you for joining us today, and have a great Army Day.